All right, so for this video, I got my 2002, I believe, Toshiba 19A21. It is a 19-inch CRT TV. It has both RF and AV. I do actually have the remote for this TV. I'm not 100% sure if you need it to go from RF to AV. So that might be something worth looking into if you're looking at one of these, is hopefully try to find a remote for it, or at least look into it to make sure that you can use AV without the remote. As far as appearance of this TV goes, I think it's pretty good looking. Actually, it's one of my favorites. This is a TV I'm not parting with. But here's what it looks like from the front. Here's how it looks from the side, and it looks the same on the other side. Same with the last video. I'm not really going to show you the back of it. The only thing that's back there is the RF and the sticker, and you know, I got a shitty arm. This TV actually does have handles in it though, which is very nice. It's actually pretty lightweight. It's a little bit lighter than the Orion that I have. It's much easier to move around, both as a result of the weight. It's probably like 2 or 3 pounds difference in weight, but this one has the handles. Also, great build quality. It doesn't feel flimsy at all. Shit's more solid than the table that it's sitting on. But yeah, it's not a flimsy TV. There's no broken plastics on it. It doesn't seem like it would be an easy TV to break, at least on accident anyways. And yeah, overall appearance and build quality, it's pretty high. I like it quite a bit. So next, I'll turn the TV on. And right now it's set to RF. I'll switch over to AV here in a couple of minutes. But this is what it looks like with RF. The color's good. That line that you see, that's just because the frame rate on my phone is different than the TV. I'm recording with the phone, not an actual camera, because I'm poor. But anyway, that's what it looks like. It's pretty good. It's more than acceptable for a watching experience. Audio. It's not bad. I mean, it's that part always cracks me up. It's not bad. And the audio doesn't really change much if you switch over to AV, which is what I will do right now. So, as you can see here, if the camera will focus any better, the picture, I'm not sure if you can tell really over the camera, but in person you can certainly tell that the picture does get quite a bit better. It's a lot less grainy. You don't have like any of that VHS kind of, I'm not really even sure what the word for it is, but a lot more consistent picture, I would say. Less grainy, more consistent. You know, to me it looks perfectly normal. It's a more than acceptable viewing experience, especially on AV. Even with RF it's good, but on AV that's really where it's at with this TV. So I have to be careful about the audio here because I can get copyrighted. I already did it on the Orion video, but apparently it's still public, so that's nice. So that's as loud as it gets. And yeah, the audio quality does suffer a little bit at higher volume, but not much. It's definitely not bad. It's, like I say, the audio is about as good as the RF picture is, so it's certainly substantial, but not one of the best sounding TVs out there for sure. So right there in the bottom corner, where you select to start the game, it's a little bit tough to read. If I didn't know what it said there, I'm not 100% sure I would be able to read that. But it is better than it is on RF, and certainly better than the Orion looked. So let's actually get the game fired up. So I got the game fired up. First thing I really wanted to look at was the map, and it's not great. You can kind of make out what the icons are if you look at it close enough, which is more than you can say for RF. For example, there is the butcher, the post office, the general store. And of course, I know where these things are in the game, but even if I didn't, I could figure it out. Overall, if you'd never played this game before, it would probably be a little bit of a challenge on this TV, but it's manageable. You could do it. Once you're out in the world moving around, I wish that black bar would get off the camera, but that's just an unfortunate side effect of filming a CRT. It doesn't look bad though. Of course, I don't see the black bar there in real life, which helps out a lot. But it doesn't look bad. It just kind of looks like you're watching an old Western, which I sort of like, actually. It's definitely playable. It's not optimal, but it is playable. So I got Forza Horizon 4 fired up, and this looks quite a bit better. This is, I mean, it's still a little bit tricky to read some of it, but it is a much better viewing experience and to be able to select which car you want to roll around in. So that's definitely an upgrade, which is arguably the hardest part about playing a game like this on one of these older TVs. So I'm going to say the CRT is fine for this one. So one thing I do want to point out is the map. Some of the bigger letters that tell you like the locations, that's readable, but other things are pretty much not readable unless you get right up close to it. But the icons themselves are pretty easy to tell what they are. You got drag racing, you got your street races, you got your warning signs for different jumps and speed traps you can do. And it's pretty easy to make out what those are. Also notice that the amount of money you have in the game up there is completely illegible. You can't read that at all. But, I mean, it's not really that big of a deal anyways. It's still fun. So, that's what the map looks like in this game on an old CRT. So speaking of drag racing, I'm actually going to lose this one on purpose because I want you guys to be able to see how the other cars around you look. Traffic's actually pretty easy to identify. You can see it from a ways away, and you can actually identify whether it's heading away from you or coming towards you, which is nice. It's kind of important in a racing game to be able to do that. And of course, I kind of need two hands to be able to steer, and I only have one. And of course, I got 9th place out of 12th, but I just wanted you guys to be able to see what that looked like. Also, again, here, the scoreboard is next to impossible to be able to read, but you can see the big number that tells you what place you got, so that's always nice. So overall, this thing's a great TV. Out of the 7 I have, it's definitely in my top 3 favorites, and for good reason. It's got really good picture for what it is, especially with AV. Sounds pretty good. It's, you know, not too small to where you can't see, but it's not so big to where it's hard to move around. It's really portable. It's a solid build, and I just really like it quite a bit. Needless to say, this one is not a TV that I'm getting rid of. But if you do find one of these, I highly recommend it, especially if you can find it with the remote. Another feature this thing actually has is the sleep timer. So not all of these have sleep timers. They are an extremely nice thing to have. You wouldn't really think you'd prioritize that until you have one. It's definitely nice. So if you can find one of these, definitely pick them up. I don't think you'll be let down by it. And that's pretty much it for this video. So if you enjoyed it, maybe give it a like, comment what you think. If you'd like to subscribe, that'd be cool. This isn't normally what I do on my channel. After a few more reviews, I'm just going to be going back to my automotive type of stuff. But I got 5 more of these reviews coming out within the next couple of days. So anyway, thanks for watching.